Welcome everyone to our video on the melting glaciers in the European Alps, as they cause a potential habitat loss for invertebrate species like midges and mayflies. It's quite possible these mountain insects could go extinct, as the glaciers that provide their habitat are melting at an unprecedented rate due to global warming. We've got a lot to cover here, so let's get started. This worry comes from a recent study of the Alps, which conducted a 30-year data analysis to find out how its glacier melting affects its rivers. What they found is that 15 species of invertebrates, from midges to stoneflies, are particularly adapted to these cold and nutrient-poor river environments, and that their habitats might be disappearing by 2100. Midges can often be mistaken for mosquitoes, and mayflies are sometimes referred to as blue-winged olive flies by fly fishers. Now, these creatures are important components of alpine ecosystems. They're food sources for fish, birds, and mammals both on land and in the water, and they conduct vital processes like organic matter breakdown and transformation. Plus, they share unique biodiversity and genetic diversity. Lee Brown, one of the authors of the study and a professor of aquatic science at the University of Leeds, adds that as global heating causes glacier cover to shrink, rivers will become drier and run slower, even potentially disappearing. The water will become warmer, which creates an even more hostile environment for these creatures that have evolved in colder conditions. The data from the study predicts that midge species Rhabdiopteryx, as well as 3 other species of non-biting midges, are at high risk of extinction. But Professor Dean Jacobson from the University of Copenhagen and not involved in the study suggested that there may be areas in the Alps where the species can survive, where climate may be less hostile. But how do we get the species to these pods, if they're unable to migrate themselves? Professor Brown proposes more hands-on conservation work may be necessary, such as collecting some of them and relocating them to areas where they can establish populations. These potential solutions are the focus of much discussion now, as climate change continues to threaten this treasured environment that the species inhabit. We hope that with continued research and conservation efforts, we can save these creatures and preserve the unique biodiversity of the Alps. Thanks so much for watching our video. We hope you have taken something away from it, and be sure to check out other videos we have on this issue and more.